Namaskar, a warm welcome to all of you in this edition of How to Overcome Mental Tension by Swami Gokulanadaji Maharaj. We will continue with chapter number 5, Worldview in relation to mental states. Maharaj today will continue discussing the causes of hopelessness. Maharaj says illness, hospitalization, etc., on one hand, and retirement from a job on the other, is another thing which makes a person give in to a sense of hopelessness. Unless a retired person has some other meaningful engagement, he develops a negative attitude towards life. There are a fortunate few who feel happy to retire, thinking that they have worked hard for long enough and are now ready to enjoy their leisure. Some people come to us and say that they would like to offer some voluntary services. There are many such people engaged in the day to day administration of the different centers of the Ramakrishna mission. But people for whom life was going on smoothly as long as they were in active service suddenly fail to adjust to retirement and wonder what they should do with their time. They develop a sense of hopelessness. Another instance is when a person is assigned inferior work. Perhaps the authorities do him an injustice. It may be work that is perceived as demeaning or causes loss of physical independence or ultimately leads to some kind of chronic physical pain, say acute asthma, etc. There is bound to be a feeling of hopelessness. Keeping in mind these causes of hopelessness, which ultimately leads to nervous tension, J.F. Muller has suggested a progression in the development of hopelessness in which a person increasingly fails to reach the goals. However much he tries, he can never arrive at a possible solution and gradually loses faith in himself. This gives way to utter despair, where everything appears dark and there is no bright prospects. Such a person gradually withdraws from all kinds of social relationships, loses sleep, has no appetite, and all his energy, pranamaya kosha, is drained out. He finds it difficult to make decisions through manamoya kosh and may turn to drugs or intoxicating drinks for solace and relief. But they find no solace and are caught inexorably in the web of hopelessness. An eminent writer, G. L. Engel, describes this feeling of hopelessness as the giving up complex. Some of the special features which are characteristically exhibited by such persons are: 1. They always feel that one is at the end of all hope, at a block or impasse. They cannot remove the block and proceed further. They have a poor self image. They think they are not competent enough. In their underestimating of themselves, they are full of negative thoughts. As a result, everything goes out of control. Number 3. The third feature, according to Engel, is that such a person begins to feel a lack of gratification from the role he has to play. He no longer has job satisfaction. Number 4, such a person feels that there is no continuity between past, present, and future. Past memories of hopelessness plagues him. He continues to brood over them, and this results in suffering. Helplessness may also be considered as a spiritual impasse. When a person loses faith in himself, he perceives life as meaningless and thinks that there is no hope for self expression. In this connection, I am reminded of the words of a Buddhist monk. He describes a special kind of spiritual despair that can arise when we block our intrinsic flow of spiritual energy. A person who was proceeding smoothly through life suddenly faces a problem such as illness, hospitalization, retirement. He was following a path chalked out by his spiritual teacher, but suddenly he feels that in spite of practicing spiritual disciplines for long years, he is not happy. He does not have any peace and has no tangible proof of the inward bliss as has been described by mystics. He wonders what is the use of spending hours in spiritual disciplines or seeking holy company or going to places to listen to discourses on spiritual matters. In such cases, the feeling of hopelessness is inevitable. It is like trying to swim against the current of a swift flowing river. It poses a challenge which can be properly understood only by very few people. They know that this is what the mystics call the dark night of the soul. Progress is never in a straight line, but rather in a wave like motion. While climbing, we have to sometimes go up and at other times go down. Going down apparently means going up in the end. Spiritual depression and periods of spiritual dryness are thus natural, but one should not give up hope. That is the time to assert our real selves and listen to the voice of our inner conscious. There should be a firm conviction that we can overcome such a challenging situation. Otherwise, we are doomed to destruction. Up to this point, we have discussed in great details the origins of hopelessness, its causes, different phases of hopelessness, and characteristics such as giving up complex. Now, in the next session, he will talk about the positive ways to recover hope. Till then, stay tuned to Devakshar. Hope you liked the video. Share the video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching Devakshar.